Hello there, friends and followers, and welcome to this live stream, to this Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream, and welcome to this rather beautiful MD-80 by Leonardo software house for MSFS. I've decided to do things a little differently this time with no music. Please do let me know if that's something you prefer, that we look at the scenery in the beginning where we're departing, and then we begin into the stream without any music. If that's something you like, then please let me know. TGN2, welcome aboard. Ziga the King, hello my friend. Boeing Corp, hello my friend, and thank you for your continued support, being a VVIP member of the Q8 Pilot channel. Gibby, hello my friend, glad to have you and thank you for your support. Sim Aviation, welcome aboard from the UK, and I love the UK. Dominique, hello my friend, welcome. Roger Fib, hello my friend, welcome aboard. Yeah, it's definitely been an expensive week for Microsoft Flight Simulator, with all the add-ons coming out. The BAE 146, this MD-80, we've got also the Milva's Cessna 310, lots and lots of add-ons for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Rui Burrows, hello my friend. Briggy, hello my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us tonight. Alpha Bravo 281, hello. Bill Barrett, hello my friend. Welcome. Rocket Gaming, hello my friend. Merson Hansel, hello my friend. Welcome aboard from Canada. Welcome my friend. Glad to have you all guys with me tonight. And today we're going to be taking a look at this aircraft, which I'm quite familiar with, at least in sim terms, from my P3D days. I used to have this aircraft from P3D, and it is a very detailed aircraft. The depth of system simulation is something that I really appreciate, and it comes with highly detailed documentation as well. And if you want to fly this aircraft the way it ought to be flown, I highly recommend that you go through the manuals. I've done the MD-80 by Rotate many times. I've done many streams of that aircraft, and the Leonardo for P3D was, in my view, a notch better than the X-Plane version by Rotate. In terms of its sounds, in terms of its texturing, and it looks like this one has been ported from P3D, and of course they've made some enhancements to both the visual model as well, both exterior and interior, and of course they've added a few things. One of the things I do like about this aircraft a lot is the depth of system simulation, while one of the things I do not like is the counterintuitive control panel that comes with it. It's just really a mess trying to, program the weight and balance and all that information. But reasonably well-modeled 3D cockpit, looks very nice. The textures in some areas could use improvement in my view, but overall, a very nice looking MD-80 cockpit, very authentic looking. The exterior, the interior. We're going to take a look more at the passenger cabin once we're airborne. But first, we're going to set things up here. If you look over to the overhead panel, the overhead panel is, I would tell you, this is an exact replica of what you'd see in the MD-80. Again, I normally compare real world footage, so I look at actual videos of the aircraft before I do these reviews and before I give you my opinion. Overall, in the texture department, I probably give this aircraft an 8 out of 10. There are a few things that are not in high res, and this is the most expensive add-on for MSFS as of today, May the 5th. There isn't anything that's more expensive than this. So I'm going to be a little bit more critical than I usually am, considering the price tag. But having said this, let me tell you this. The fact that the textures are not, 4K textures, for example, on the exterior, at least on the house liveries provided by Leonardo's software house, it doesn't really take away from this aircraft, because the depth of system simulation is incredible. The reason I say this is because there's a lot. I've seen a lot of streams on this bird over the past few days, and none of the streams actually went in depth as to what this aircraft can do in terms of testing all the systems and really showing the full capability of this aircraft. And I'm not going to claim that I'm going to be doing that, because I also do not have a lot of knowledge of, how everything should be tested. I have fairly, well-established knowledge of the MD-80 from both my X-Plane and P3D days. And today, hopefully, I can give you guys a good show flying from Las Vegas, Nevada to Denver, Colorado. As a reminder to everyone on the stream today, we are hosting a giveaway. So one lucky winner today is going to win this beautiful bird for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, so one of you guys is going to win a copy of the aircraft, and it is right now available at the Sim Market store. And as a reminder, folks, the iniBuilds, the Q8 Pilot official partners, have rebranded their logo. So please head over to their YouTube channel and take a look at their new branding. It's really cool to see iniBuilds really growing. All right, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to turn on the iPad. Now, I've already now in SimBrief there are two flight plans you can download for this aircraft. By the way, Navigraph support is already there for the aircraft. There is the ACARS flight plan, and there is the regular MDR files. So you have two of them you can get from SimBrief. First, we're going to go to the weight and balance, and I'm not actually sure if this is, so let me bring up the Maddog here. Let's load up here and take a look at looks like things are a bit off. So what I'm going to do is, that's 110. That's the flight number, it looks like. But let's go ahead and do one thing. I do want to make sure that the cargo is correct. All right, so here is what we're going to do. We're going to add a little more here. And that should bring it. All right, let's do an import. Let's do an import. So KLAS, and if you want to do an import, you need to have the ACARS flight plan from SimBrief to Denver, Colorado. And we're going to confirm that. And yeah, that's 110. That's the right information. We have the right fuel in there. So everything looks good. So I'm happy with this. We're going to go back here and go to the aircraft services. We're going to open actually there is, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. That's fine. We can't do that until we establish electrical power to the aircraft. So let's go to ground. Again, very detailed aircraft. So you need to, all right, so we have ground power. And let's go ahead and, there is, by the way, preset views as well. So if you hit control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's always a nice thing to have. And we're going to turn on the battery. Battery is on, and we're going to bring up external power. And these are, by the way, you would actually hear that in the MD-80. So those sounds are spot on when the self-test is in progress. All right, so we have ground power now. And what we'll do is we'll come down here and we'll go to the main door. And we're going to... All right, so here's the main door, and we're going to deploy the stairs, and we're going to start boarding. All right, 110 passengers to board, and we can now perform a few of the required tests. Let's see here. If I can get this right. All right, So first thing, we are going to go ahead and start the start pump in order to start the APU. Emergency lights are armed. We'll leave the non-smoking sign in the on position. The seatbelt sign is off. Actually, the aircraft is fueled, so we'll go ahead and turn this on. This goes to the captain. Look at the details there. You can see how this needle is vibrating. Very, very nice details. And we're going to turn on the anti-fog system. We're going to move up the control panel, and we are going to perform a few tests here. The first one being the warning wind shear test.
Headwind, shear. Tailwind, shear. Tailwind, shear. Tailwind, shear.
Perfect. Ground proximity warning test.
Pull up. Terrain. Pull up.
And then we're going to do the max speed test.
Overspeed.
Stall 1. Stall 2. By the way, one of the things I like is the fact that you can use your mouse wheel so to switch these button in the up or down position, which is very helpful. We can also test the there. You can see the ice anti-ice system is also tested, and we can leave this here. We can now start the APU. We'll worry about the landing altitude and all that good stuff later on. Everything's good here. We can test the lights. All the lights check okay. Let's go ahead and check the passenger volume. All right, you can see the passenger announcement is, you can see the needle moving. All right, that is tested, and we can test the anti-skid. All anti-skid systems are operational per design intent, and we can now start the APU. Start the APU. We're going to come to the APU master switch here and turn it to the start position.
If you are seated in an exit row, you may be required to assist the crew in an evacuation. If you are unwilling or have a condition...
And as you can see now, the EGT is rising right there, RPM for the APU. And it starts at about 30 or 40, I'm not sure, then it starts really going fast. And that is also very accurate according to the video I saw of a real MD-80 cold and dark startup. You can hear the passenger announcements in the back. As you can see now, it's kind of going real fast. Very, very nice animations. Everything is animated. Everything is modeled. And everything works. APU is now available, as you can see. So we're going to switch off the external power and bring the APU on. And we can turn off the external power. And now we can turn on the air conditioning. This is kind of like the APU bleed, if you will. And then we can also supply conditioned air to the cabin. And one thing also we need to do is we need the... Let me reset my view. There we go. All right, we need the pneumatic pressure. So these two guys go on, and we are good. Let's go ahead and uncage the display here before we forget that. Perfect. All right, so we're all set up now. We have got with us Santiago. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. We've got also Hogsits. I hope I said that. Emma, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. Oh, I'm very sorry about that. I'm sorry about that, Emma. I wish you a speedy recovery. Rami's watching the stream and review while flying an Airbus. Oh, how cool. That's really cool. Back in the 90s when I was a kid and my brother went to the cockpit of an MD-80 while in flight, the captain explained to us how it works. A bit, not possibly anymore. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a beautiful aircraft, but it's not very fuel efficient, I must say. MC Crewfish, hello, good evening, my friend. Welcome aboard. James, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. All right, So now we are ready to program the McDo, but first, let me turn on our hydraulics. We're going to turn the trans and the auxiliary, and you can see the hydraulic system now kicking in, and we can see hydraulic pressure. You can see the flaps, all that is coming online. And now we can... Oh, come on. There we go. All right. Position in it, we are at Kilo Lima Alpha Sierra. And we're just going to copy this position into the FMS. By the way, one of the things I like also about Leonardo software is that their product is finished when they release it, and they have constant updates. So with the Maddog, with the P3D version, I still received update until, I think until 5.3, 5.2. They kept releasing updates. So now for the route, as I've indicated, I've downloaded already the operational flight plan from SimBrief, and there is support for the Leonardo MD-80 at SimBrief. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy KLAS, and then we're just going to type Kilo Delta Echo November, which is Denver, and we're just going to place it here in the co-route, and now we have the flight plan in the FMC, and we're going to say execute, and now we have our flight plan. The only thing we need to do is we need to add our departure and our arrival information into Denver. All right, so if I look here at the departure, and we'll take a look at that in a minute, we are departing today runway 19er left here at Las Vegas. There is no SID. We're going to fly direct to Las Vegas VOR. So this is the active one. If we go to the legs here, this is LAS. This is a VOR station about 1 nautical mile from the airport. And then we're going to go back to the index, and let me see here. No, we want to go back to here, and we want to go to the arrival at Denver. At Denver, we are going to be arriving through the Sierra Ski 3 arrival. Is it Ski? Yeah. All right, so we're going to go ahead and look for, that's the Ski 3 arrival into Denver, Colorado. And do we have a transition? Let me check our flight plan real quick and see if there is a transition. Doesn't look like there is a transition. There is the cliff. All right, so we are performing an ILS runway 16 right, I believe. 16 right. Where is it? There we go. 16 right. Yeah. ILS 16 right. Denver. And it doesn't look like there is any transition into... Yeah, there is no transition here according to the flight plan. All right, so we're just going to say execute, and then we're going to go to the legs page, and we're going to make sure we clear all the discontinuities. So we're going to select this one here and go back, add it here, and execute that. And that looks good now. And all right, so everything is done in terms of our flight plan. Let's go next, and next, all is looking good here. This is our runway. We're gonna go fly vectors. Well, we don't have ATC. Let me see how it's 5 nautical miles. All right, so we'll take the vectors. It might be the turn into the runway may be too short, so we'll just use vectors, and we'll fly to the vectors later on. We'll take a look at our flight plan in a minute. All right, now we're going to go to the performance page, So we're going to go to the performance here. And from the performance page, what we can do is we can take a look at the performance page here, setup. No, not the setup. Here, airport is Kilo, Lima, Alpha, Sierra, and runway 19 left. 19 left is selected. Condition is dry. Flaps optimum is fine. And the current winds at Las Vegas, we have 70 degrees, 5 knots. 70 degrees and 5 knots. That is entered. And the current QNH is 3002. 3002. The outside temperature is 24 Celsius. Oops. 3002 and 24 Celsius. AI is off, packs are on, and the weight, takeoff weight, you can note it here. The gross weight is 131,350. So we're going to enter that here, 131,350. And once you hit calculate, you will get all your V1s and V2s and all that good stuff. And we have also the flap at 8.5. So we're going to be doing 8.5 for the flaps. We'll get the CG for the takeoff CG in order to set our flaps and slats. So V1 is 136, 141, and 150. And we can also take a look at the fuel. So let me go to the weight and balance. So the total fuel on board is 19,720, and you can just type in 19,720. It will do all the approximations, and we need to put A for manual. There we go, 19.7, and the zero fuel weight is 111,780. So 111,780, and we entered that here for zero fuel. And now we have the gross weight 131.5, which is, you know, pretty close to what we have here. And next, the reserves, we're just going to put, let's see, 3,000 for reserves. Cost index, flight level is 300. And for the cruise wind, today at, let's see, our average cruise wind today is going to be 355.23, 355.23. We entered that there, and the ESA deviation is 6. And we stick that there. It calculates everything beautiful. Now we can go to the takeoff, and we can select 130 for our V1. And V rotate is going to be 141. And V2 is oops, I messed that up. 130. 141. And 150. All right, our V speeds are done, and let's come to the glare shield now and set it up also for our departure. So we are going to select the altitude, which is 30,000 feet. 30,000 set. Let's turn on the flight directors on both sides, and the anti-collision light. We can put this also on the position light there. And let's see, 165. All right, 165 is set, and we will worry about that later. Everything here, we are actually now ready to, actually need to click this here to set the altitude to 30,000. And we are now pretty much ready to get the aircraft going. Let's make sure that the aircraft doors are closed, which they are. And we are ready to taxi out of our position. Beautiful. That's the flight plan. So we're going to depart 19 left. We're going to make the turn. And let me actually show you guys the Let me show you the flight plan real quick. If we go here to Navigraph and we select flights and we say new flight from SimBrief. There we go. So that's our departure out of... there we go. That's our departure out of Las Vegas. And then, of course, it's the arrival into Denver, Colorado. All right. So this is our flight path. Should be an interesting hour and 27 minutes, more or less. So it should be an interesting stream. It should give us sufficient time to also go through some of the features, and I can also give you my thoughts and what do I think of this MD-80 by Leonardo software. All right, we'll go to the likes page. And by the way, if you click here, another thing I like is if you click here, you can cycle through, ILS plan and map, which is again a very useful feature instead of just going, fiddling around with the knobs here. You can obviously achieve the same thing here, but you can also just click on the display to change it, which is cool. All right, beautiful. We are ready to go, folks. We're going to go ahead and turn on our anti-collision light. It is actually on. Everything looks good here. We're going to go ahead and plan our pushback. So let's go ahead and call the pushback truck. Pre-plan the pushback. And we are going to be pushing back nose to the right. And let's see here. All right, I'm going to actually have the pushback truck bring us over here. That's about right. And request pushback.
Cockpit to ground. Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by. This is ground. Stand by.
Why is he saying it twice? That's the runway, by the way, right over there. Not sure why it's repeating itself. Captain Poland, welcome aboard. Daniel Skidmore, welcome aboard. Angelo DeMonte, hello, my friends, welcome aboard. And thank you very much for your continued support.
Parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
Just went crazy there.
Lifting the aircraft.
Thank you guys very much for your continued support. And we have also with us Alexander KR, AvGeek, 09er. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. I'm doing very well. I hope you are the same, my friend.
Please release parking brake.
All right, let's release the parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
All right. Now, to start the engines, we need to turn off the bleeds. And we're going to go to System A. And let's see here. We're going to start with the left engine first. You can see that the engine is now spooling. The pushback truck is doing some strange things, but that's okay. All right, and let's give it some fuel. Now, another thing I've noticed is the engine sounds are pretty nice in the external view, but in the internal view, it's like here, you can't really hear anything. What happened here? Doesn't look like the engine started there. There is the switch. I think you need to map a switch in order for the starters to kick in. Why is the aircraft not powering? The fuel is set. Huh. Why is it not doing it?
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Very strange.
Parking
Doesn't
brake
want to
set.
start.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Very strange. Hydraulic pumps. Hydraulic pumps
Ground.
are
You may
on,
disconnect.
Okay, sir.
but that has
Clear
nothing to
disconnect.
do with it.
Pin has been removed. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position, waiting for the visual.
Let's see
Thank you
here.
and goodbye.
APU is on. Supplies are off. Started. Bleed air is good. Very strange. And by the way, the fuel levers can't be disengaged anymore. Huh. Oh, yes, thank you. Fuel tanks. There we go. Now it should work. Yeah, the fuel pumps are off. That's correct. New subscriber, Emery Erman. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Fly the D Kai. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Danny Roots. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. All right, here we go. Now it's kicking. All right, so if we switch to external view, the sound of the engine in the external view are amazing. But inside the cockpit, it sounds so quiet, even with the engines, running. And the MD-80 has very, very loud engines. So I'm not sure if this is, again, per design intent, or there is something wrong. You know what? Let me switch this to, let's see, column 1. I'm going to switch this to all right, let's see here. We have ground. Yeah. There we go. All right, we'll have some immersion there in the background. All right, now we have the first engine. Let's go ahead and start the second engine as well. So actually now the left engine is running. Angelo De Monte, thank you very much for your super chat of $3. Been looking forward to this aircraft. Cheers. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Maybe they simulate wearing a headset. That might actually be it. It could be. I don't know, to be frank. All right. Looks like we have a good start on both engines. I love the fact that you can see the PA volume there. You can see the needle while the passenger announcements are being made in the back, which is really cool. All right, let's lock the cockpit door. All right, and we'll put this on both. We're going to close the guards, and we no longer need the APU, so the APU buses are now turned off. We can bring back the bleed air once more and put our passengers at ease. Everything else here is looking good. Yeah, and we don't need the pneumatic pressure either, so we can turn this off. This goes to rejected takeoff, and we're going to arm it. And now the most important thing is we need to set our flaps. And with the MD-80, it's always a good idea to wait until you actually start the engines before, setting your flaps. So 8.5, if we come down here, the frames are suffering a little bit. 8.5, so that's about right here. And the CG is, if we go to the weight index, so it's 18.8. So we're going to come here. That's about right. So we are actually good. We are going to come down here and set the flaps. Flaps 8. Slats 8. All right, so let's set that. Select the takeoff flaps, which is right there. Perfect. All right. Now, while the brakes are on, we're going to just push the throttle.
Brake. Auto spoilers.
Auto spoilers. All right, so brakes and auto spoilers. I'll listen to the sound. You gotta love that sound. We're gonna do flex takeoff today, and we are looking good. We're gonna set this to 190 or 189 actually. Beautiful. That is also set. And we are now ready to taxi to the runway. So we're going to turn on the runway turn-off lights, and we'll put the nose light here on dim, and let's go. Everything's looking good. Yeah, parking brake is released, and let's go. What a beautifully modeled MD-80, very, very authentic. By the way, all the registration numbers that I'm finding are of real MD-80s or MD-88s or A83s or 82s. So, and those are all variants from the original MD-80. Bruno, hello, my friend. You can't hear the engine because the engine is far from the cockpit. That might be it. Beautiful looking aircraft, really, the MD-80. And I just happen to love the Delta livery, so I decided to get it. There is, by the way, the classic Delta livery as well available, but I kind of prefer this one. So, yeah. All right, let me take a look at... so if we look here, our friendly Sim Toolkit Pro. So... we are right here on taxiway Sierra. We're going to take taxiway Delta, which is ahead of us. And then we're going to go to the hold short point for... Oh, by the way, we never ended the pushback, did we?
Generic November 669er Bravo Bravo taxi.
Did we?
And hold short of runway 8 left
I don't
using
remember.
taxiway Charlie 6 Bravo Delta. Contact taxi 2 and hold short runway 8 left using taxiway Charlie 6 Bravo Delta, generic 9er Bravo Bravo.
Everything seems a bit strange today. What's going on here? Ah, there we go. Looks like I have some, yeah, idle power there. Oof, that's too much. Alright, let's slow it down. And taxiway Delta. I will tell you, Elijah, this aircraft is definitely study level. Please just look at the manual of this aircraft. It is definitely study level. With all the shortcomings of the control panel, it's really counterproductive, and I hope that, you know, Leonardo software would do a revamp of their control panel for this aircraft. The livery manager and all that. It's just not very user-friendly. But this aircraft is definitely study level, and if you look over the manual, you will appreciate the depth of system simulation that they programmed into this aircraft. And if you're familiar with the P3D version, this one is even better, in my view. So yeah, I really like the MD-80. I was really happy to see it for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I have been doing almost all the week's content has been Microsoft Flight Simulator. So there we go. Let's see. This is actually, we can make the turn there. Nice view at the Las Vegas Strip. All right, let's go ahead and turn on the lights. All right, lights are on, and the strobe is automatic, so even if we turn it on now, it will not actually turn on until we're airborne. So all is good here. This is 19 left.
641, taxi off the 218. South 2641, runway 28, taxi the uniform behind Southwest, sir. Uniform behind Southwest. Citation 1 Charlie Golf, contact departure. Departure, Charlie Golf.
All right, we're ready to go. What a beautiful looking aircraft. Antonio Nazi, hello my friend, welcome aboard. Alright, let's reset my view. And I'm gonna actually hide the yoke for takeoff.
Frontier 23, turn right at Tango, spot 5, contact ramp, good night. Frontier Tango, spot 5, ramp, flight 23, night.
All right. Now for takeoff, since we're doing a flex takeoff, I think my control, I need to adjust the dead zone on my controls. Yeah. All right. So let me set the parking brake here real quick. All right. So for takeoff, here's what we're going to do. We are going to first make sure that this is on takeoff flex, and that the auto throttle is actually, we can turn on the auto throttle, and we're going to go ahead and give it some power. Wait for it to stabilize, and we can now push these buttons for toga.
Generic 1 Victor Papa, exit runway when able.
And we will rotate at 140 knots.
80 knots, cross check.
Spirit Wings 612 contact.
All right, coming up to V1.
On 125 decimal for
V1, rotate.
Good day.
I was ready to climb. Gears going up.
Generic 1 Victor Papa.
Now the input
Taxiway.
in this aircraft has a little bit of a lag, and according to a real captain, 707 captain, that is actually very realistic. So why is it complaining about, there we go. It actually is very realistic in terms of the response. Let me just trim this aircraft a little bit here.
Generic 1
All right,
Victor Papa, exit
and
runway when
I'm
able.
going to put VNAV here. And let's begin our turn. So as you can see, the movement of the aircraft requires a little bit of time to respond,
Going to 124 decimal
and
for
that
generic 1
is
Victor
very,
Papa.
very accurate according to a 707 pilot. probably flown the MD-80. Why is it complaining about master caution? What is wrong? Center fuel. Ah, okay. And by the way, this can go to off. And we can track the flaps.
Slats with
United 1646, follow the aircraft. Clear to land runway 19 right, United 1646.
Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. What a beautiful looking MD-80 in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Beautiful. All right, we're going to switch to climb. Climb power. And we're going to go to nav. It says not on the intercept path. That's okay. Coming up to 7,000. We can reduce the range here. And that's the beautiful city of Las Vegas, Nevada.
American 1669er number 2 for landing.
All
Clear
right.
to land runway 19 right number 2 American.
Again, as you can see, as I... let me bring the yoke back. So it requires some time for the aircraft to respond to the input. See, let me just show you here real quick. So when we turn, you see how long it takes, and that, according to a real pilot, is very accurate behavior of the MD-80. All right, and at this point we can go ahead and switch on the autopilot. And now the aircraft will follow the flight path.
Stabilizer motion.
And we are looking good, ladies and gentlemen.
United 1646, turn next taxiway.
Beautiful. All right, we can cancel the message here, so we no longer get the McDo message. We are approaching 10,000 feet. We're going to go ahead and kill the lights. Landing lights. Nose light. And we can also turn off the floodlights and the wing lights.
Turn next taxiway.
Perfect. And now we can enjoy the flight and enjoy the beautiful scenery as well. Along the way, it's an early morning here in Las Vegas. Let's increase the range here a bit. And all is looking good. Right now, you can see the aircraft's climbed to 300 knots. And then we should see a faster rate of climb. Again, everything is on the dot in this MD-82. And as we reach the speed, you can see the rate of climb now increasing. And of course, we are targeting 30,000 feet, which appears here. Beautiful aircraft. Lionheart, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Is this the MD-80 or MD-82? I believe this is the registration number is the MD-82. Is a Delta MD-82, which is a variant of the MD-80. So I believe this is an MD-82. I'm not sure really what the difference is between the two, but they're variants of the MD-80, which is the McDonnell Douglas MD-80. Mohammed Ryan, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. Where's the standby compass? I have no idea. I don't know. All right, so as you can see here, we have the FMS now taking care of VNAV climb, nav track, a little different, the MD-80. So VNAV works in a completely different way than what we're, normally VNAV is we use for descent. But in the MD-80, use it for climb and for descent, for everything, it's VNAV. And nav is obviously for the lateral movement. Right, we continue to climb to our cruise altitude. We're about half of the way through to 30,000. The weather radar still doesn't work, and this is nothing short of the aircraft. It's just that I believe the current Microsoft SDK does not allow the developers to access to the weather information in this sim. And hopefully that's going to be made available in the future. But as of right now, yeah, I mean, just look at this. Look at the overhead panel. Just looks beautiful. Really, really nice aircraft in terms of its modeling. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the passenger cabin. I'm not sure what the sounds today. Is there a way we can turn off ATC? I just get really worried when I hear sounds like that because it's like it might crash the sim, and that's something I don't want to happen right now. Go ahead and take a look here. Just look at that. Ooh, beautiful. Just really beautiful wing view there of this rather beautiful aircraft. Again, the texturing can use some work in my view, both on the exterior and interior. But I think because this aircraft is very detailed, I think there was a compromise between, again, visual quality and performance. And I think they had to probably, go a little, reduce the quality of the textures a little bit in just to kind of get, reasonable performance. It's a very heavy aircraft in terms of its systems. Frame-wise, by the way, FPS-wise, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's comparable to the BAE 146 and the A320 fly-by-wire, so really no difference there in terms of performance. Overall, I give this aircraft a final score of 9 out of 10, and it receives my highest recommendations and commendations. Though I am big on textures and things like that, and I have I have an eye for detail, and there are a few things in this aircraft that could use some work in terms of the texturing, but I don't think it takes any way from the fidelity and the immersion that it brings to Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I'm very, very glad to have an MD-80 in Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is something I'm very excited about, and it really calls for excitement that we have the MD-80, the BAE 146, we have a very well-developed now Airbus A320. There's one in the making, and the PMDG 737-700 is probably not too far from release. A couple of blockers, and it should be made public by next week. That's what I've been hearing, is that next week is the date when the PMDG 737 will be available. But this is actually a very immersive aircraft to fly. And if you actually go and read the manual, and if you look, for example, at the overhead panel here, it's very different from what we flight simmers are accustomed to in our Airbuses and Boeings. It's very different. It works in a different way, and I do appreciate the fact that we have an MD-80 in Microsoft Flight Simulator to enjoy. And there's a lot to learn about this aircraft, and the manuals are actually very, very detailed, very easy to follow as well. There's a lot of information that you need to, that you need to absorb basically in those manuals. Kudos to the guys that answered my trick question. Can you simulate an engine shutdown and restart in flight? We can, but I don't think that I'm going to do this in this preview flight, or review flight, if you will. Maybe we'll reserve it for another day, another stream. But I definitely do plan on doing a lot with this aircraft. The MD-80 Pro cockpit sound immersion X-Plane, X-Plane does have the immersive audio, which is a good sound pack, definitely. I'm not sure if you can use the X-Plane sound pack with this one, but keen to see the temp levels drop and relight. Maybe we'll do that. Well, let me think about it. Jacob, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. No, you did not miss the giveaway. The giveaway is going to be rolled at the end. Boeing Corp, thank you very much, my friend. And thank you for the $10 and for the coffee. Appreciate it very much. Great review as always, Q8. The coffee's on me. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate it. Thank you for your support. That's very kind of you. All right, let's take a look at the external view real quick. That's the top of climb. And by the way, we need to set the... What did I do? Let me set the heading bug to our current heading. That's just beautiful. By the way, folks, I am going to be doing a follow-up to my Sim Update 9 settings. Now, I've read a lot in the forums that a lot of people are having issues while on the ground at any airport. And that is probably an issue a lot of you are facing, including me included, by the way. I'm having really bad performance when on the ground in just about any airport. And what really helped a lot is if you go to the multiplayer and just remove live players, let the AI be there, and that actually will improve frames significantly. So I will only fly online now while I'm not streaming, because with streaming with Streamlab OBS, it really takes a lot of the it does require a lot of FPS. So it takes about anywhere from 10. So I was averaging about 40 FPS on the ground at Las Vegas without Streamlabs. The minute I started streaming, I lost about 10 FPS. So, but yeah, the multiplayer, the live players will definitely bring your FPS down. So if you're having issues on the ground while you're at airports, turn that off and just use regular AI. You will not have as much variety, but it's useful to just turn it off. My son, age 8, loves your videos. His name is Danny. Can't wait to one. Oh, cool. Well, Matthew, please tell Danny I said hello, and I thank him very much for being a supporter of the Q8 Pilot channel. Please do send him my regards. Bridgie, hello, my friend. Doing an offline flight with this bird, also left KLAS. My DAL is in the widget livery. Oh, perfect. Perfect. We can, by the way, change the time a little bit for a more interesting approach into Denver, but I'll leave that up to you guys to let me know if that's something you want to do. then we can do it. What is the current weather at, let's see here. Let me take a quick look at the weather. All right. So if we look at Denver. All right. So the weather at Denver, we have 0204 knot wind. Visibility is okay. Scattered clouds at 7,500. And temperature is 12. Altimeter 3004. So we are okay. Very good. Danny says a big thank you. Well, thank you, Danny. I mean, I really appreciate it. And thank you, Dad, for letting Danny watch flight simulation. Hopefully one day he'll be a pilot. And yeah, maybe I'll be one of his passengers. All right, we are now at our cruise altitude, so we're going to go ahead and click on cruise. And we have now passed the climb, so next is the top of descent, which is, we're still quite away from top of descent, but there's some really nice scenery here to look at. Let me just take it to the external view. Just look at that, folks. Beautiful, beautiful scenery in Microsoft Flight Simulator, really second to none when it comes to the scenery and the depiction of the world. This is real world again. This is how things look like in real life. I'm not sure about the colors, but that's what the terrain at least looks like in this area of this part of the world. Beautiful, beautiful aircraft. We can change the time if you guys like, and we can. J340, hello, my friend. What do you think of the MD-80 system-wise? Well, as I've mentioned in the beginning of the stream, J340, in terms of system simulation, this is a highly detailed aircraft. So very immersive. The fidelity of the system simulation is top-notch, really. And though it is the most expensive add-on today, I will tell you, in my view, and by the way, I am under no pressure to say anything. I've purchased this aircraft with my own money, so I haven't been given a copy or anything like that. It's an aircraft that I've purchased, and I highly recommend it. It's one that I recommend for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's not... there aren't a lot of aircraft that I recommend for Microsoft Flight Simulator, but lately the list is definitely growing. So you have now the MD-80 by Leonardo Software House. We have the BAE 146 Professional by Just Flight. We have the PMDG DC-6, the Cessna Chancellor, the SWS Quest Kodiak, the Piper family of aircraft. Those are all wonderful aircraft to have in X-Plane. And by the way, the Melvis, Cessna Melvis 310 is outstanding. And I will be making a review of that aircraft in the coming days. But it is just really an outstanding aircraft, and the features are absolutely commendable. Just that everything that you can think of. I mean, the aircraft will actually get dirty with time. And just imagine that. And you have to clean it. And if you don't, it gets really dirty. I mean, the aircraft will get dirty. Yeah. So, folks, we are now cruising at 30,000 feet. And this is our final cruise altitude today for our flight to Denver, Colorado. We are, I can tell you that, let's see here real quick. All right. So we are approximately 50 minutes away, 55 minutes away from Denver. So another hour, and we should make it to our destination. I'm going to take a short break, but I'm going to leave you with a beautiful external view of the aircraft, and I will be right back. And I am back, folks, and glad to be back. And yeah, we continue to cruise at 30,000 feet. Let's head back to the cockpit here. Everything is looking good. All our systems are operational per design intent. Beautiful. Pilot A340, hello my friend and welcome aboard. I'm doing very well, thanks for asking. I hope you are the same. How would you compare this to the Rotate MD-80? Ah, that's a good question. Well, let me tell you this. The both aircraft are very good, but I find the Leonardo software MD-80 to be slightly better in terms of the system simulation. It is the guys at Leonardo know this aircraft very well, and they've worked with this aircraft for years. I'm not sure, I think they've had it for FSX as well. So they've had a lot of time to study this aircraft, and not to say that the MD-80 by Rotate is any less. It is again high fidelity, but in terms of system simulation, I find that the Leonardo version of the aircraft is a higher fidelity version, I would say, for flight simulation, and it flies more realistically, according to an account by a real-world pilot. The flight model is as close as possible to the real thing, of course, within the limitations of the platform of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Again, this is not my account. This is an account of a real-world pilot, and I've spoken to a couple of folks who were 707 pilots back in the days where, things were very mechanical and they had to have muscles to fly aircraft. And they've both flown the MD-80 Leonardo version and in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I've had a long chat earlier this morning with them on what they thought of this aircraft. And both have said that this is by far the best MD-80 simulation of an aircraft for a flight sim. They both liked it a lot better than the MD-80 because of they said the way it flies is more realistic than the one in X-Plane. System simulation, they've also said that this one is a bit deeper in terms of the simulation. Obviously, they know what they're talking about, and yeah, so this one is definitely, and this, by the way, explains the price tag of this aircraft. Have you got the thrust reverse working? Mine don't work. Yeah, I think I did one test flight earlier yesterday, and the thrust reversers worked. Yeah, no issues. We'll check it out once we land at Denver. By the way, if we increase the range here, that's the top of descent. Still quite a way from top of descent. And I suspect that as we start approaching Denver, that the weather is going to change as well. But for the time being, everything is looking good. And just as a reminder, folks, there is a giveaway that's going to be rolled at the end of this stream for a copy of this MD-80 by Leonardo Software House. If, by the way, you want to purchase the aircraft, it is available today in at the Sim Market store. Lovely. Again, look at very detailed. Again, this is not, looks like it's just modeled there for completeness sake. By the way, the circuit breakers here actually work. So the circuit breakers are actually modeled here. See this? All of the circuit breakers are modeled for some fun and extra challenge, which is again something. Again, I don't think I've ever used this. I mean, I do it for challenges sometimes in a Cessna and one of the SR-22 in X-Plane, but it's modeled. It's fully modeled there and totally operational, which is really cool. And by the way, the night lighting in this aircraft is exceptional. So it's very, very well done. in my view. I don't think the ones in the back are modeled, so these are not modeled. So they're just graphically present, but the ones on top are modeled and operational. Now, one thing I'd like to see, now the control panel, by the way, let me see if I still have the control panel running. Yeah. All right. So this is the control panel where you set up your liveries. So you select the measurement units for the load manager, pounds, and then you can configure it per aircraft. You can also put in a pilot and co-pilot. And by the way, if you click here, it will save and sync everything. You can remove the tablet if you want. So we have this. So you can remove the tablets from within this control panel. You can go to the weight and balance. You can set everything here. You can import the flight plan from SimBrief. And now you see this is turned off because the option here, I've used use PFPX or SimBrief for fuel route planning and ACARS operational flight plan. So that's why I downloaded the ACARS flight plan from SimBrief. Of course, this aircraft also has failures, so you can set up failures here. Serious dangerous failures and so on. Again, the fidelity is definitely there. There's a lot you can do, and you can select the aircraft registration number, so you can make different, you can customize each livery to your liking based on, you know, what the airline does. So this is kind of nice. I like the fact that they, you know, they allow you to do this. That said, the control panel itself, in my view, is not very user-friendly. It is kind of, you know, it's the same control panel they had for the Maddog or P3D. No change there. A few more options maybe, but that's about it. You can, you know, tweak the lights here, the cockpit lighting to your liking, and there are a few options for the aircraft itself. So you want the tail style, flat, the cockpit units, PFD and ND style, and a bunch of other options here. As you can see here, there's the electronic flight bag, and you can simply untick this and resync, and it will remove it. You can also select the boarding music. So if you have a boarding music that you want to load, you can do that. And of course, this is for license information, what have you. So overall, the manual explains the difference between using this load manager and using the load manager that is on board the electronic flight bag. But I still think it's kind of counterintuitive the way they've done it. And it's not very easy, for example, to change the liveries, the panel color. I've seen, for example, Alitalia has a bluish panel. Whereas this aircraft has this kind of grayish color. And it would have been a lot better if you can actually configure this within the control panel. You can select which panels you want. So the control panel, in my view, is not the strongest point of this add-on, but the aircraft itself is remarkable and highly recommend it with my seal of approval, without a doubt. So if you like classics, this one is definitely one that you should have in your hangar, without a doubt. Wants to know when you can enter, how we can enter, and was wondering if he was okay to enter at the age of 8, actually 9 in a month. Well, Matthew, there's nothing that Danny needs to do in order to enter the giveaway. And as long as you are there to receive the gift, I have absolutely no issues with him getting the aircraft. I mean, you're his dad. You're there, so that's okay. The only thing you need to do is be around when we do the roll through Nightbot. And if you're the lucky winner, I will contact you and let you know what you need to do in order to get the copy of the aircraft. And by the way, folks, this was supposed to be the Saturday stream, So what we're going to be doing on Saturday, more than likely, I will be doing either a video or a review of the recently released Milvus Cessna 310, which is an incredible GA aircraft again for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So a lot of excitement this week in the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I hope Asobo Studios and Microsoft would fix the performance issues in the next sim update, because it's really annoying, really annoying. So hopefully things will be better moving forward. All right, let's take a quick look at our flight plan here, and we can see that we are approximately, I'm expecting top of descent in approximately 75 nautical miles. Let's see, something like that. We're going to follow the flight plan here because the one in SimBrief seems to be off. The top of descent seems to be off there. So we're just simply going to use whatever the aircraft FMS tells us in this flight. Yes, definitely. Flight Control Replay is an excellent add-on, and the developer has been in touch with me for the longest time to do a showcase of the product. I purchased it, by the way. So is the case with most of the add-ons I have. I like to purchase them for two reasons. One is support for the developer, and the other is to ensure that I'm not biased or under any pressure to say anything that I don't actually think. So yeah, here's a look at the outside. Just look at that view. Beautiful terrain here as we head over to Denver, Colorado, in the US of A. Post officer side. Brilliant. Cockpit Brett, welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel, my friend. Just became a subscriber. Furi, welcome aboard. Glad to have you as a member of the Q8 Pilot channel. And Emery Arman, welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel. Welcome, friends. William, hello, my friend, and welcome aboard. You don't need to do anything to enter the giveaway. Just stick around until the end. Oysen, hello my friend and welcome. What about the PMDG 737 on Saturday? We will have it. Well, I'll tell you, I am just oozing with excitement over the PMDG 737. And we have a new subscriber, Raphael. Hello, Raphael. Welcome aboard to the Q8 Pilot channel. Glad to have you as a subscriber. And folks, please be sure to hit that like button and the bell notification button as well, so that you are notified of all the content on the Q8 Pilot channel. Hector, hello my friend, welcome aboard. Actually, there's something I would like to get your votes on. So let me just run this poll and you guys can let me know. Let's see. Just setting up this real quick. Sometimes, you know, I wish I had, you know, someone to help me with the channel. And so here we go. Ask all the fine people on the Q8 Pilot channel. All right, so I've been thinking about doing a news show, and kind of similar to what FrugalSim used to do. I think, by the way, his departure leaves a lot of void in the community. Frugal is a great guy, and I truly miss his. You know, I miss his contributions. I miss his show, but you know, I fully respect the reasons for which he decided to, you know, depart the community. And yeah, I've been thinking about doing a news show where I just kind of get all the releases for X-Plane, DCS, all that good stuff. And I probably would begin with doing a beta release of these videos, you know, kind of just feel for it, see if you guys really like it. Excuse me. If you guys really like it, doing that, then I will definitely do it. But it does require a lot of time and effort to, you know, grab the news and organize the show, record it, edit it. So, yeah, if you guys would like for me to do that, I will definitely do it. Let me see here. Right, most of you guys are saying, yeah. All right. Lilo Pilot. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Sue Aviation. Welcome aboard. There are a lot of news channels. However, very few or none are actually good. Yeah, I mean, look, I've been watching a lot of those channels, and if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this Q8 Pilot style, straight to the point. There will be, by the way, no reviews in those news updates, so it's going to be just the updates of what's been released, and I will perhaps cover the important news. Of course, you guys know that I'm a Threshold partner as well, so I will rely a lot on, you know, what news they have. But I have also other sources, so I have an insider sources that feed me information. Some, unfortunately, I cannot share with the community because, you know, whoever gives me the information is under NDA, not to disclose anything, so don't want to get people in trouble. But yeah, yeah, some information definitely is good for sharing, some is not, but I really look forward to creating something unique for the community. And by the way, did you guys like the new opening? So without the music, maybe I can add the music. I mean, I don't know. The choice for music is very limited on the YouTube library. So I decided to change the graphics a little bit and make the entry of the scenery so you guys can actually see where we're going to fly. Because normally we don't get to do that during the stream. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The MD-82 by Leonardo, or MD-80 by Leonardo software house for Microsoft Flight Simulator. One of the highest fidelity aircraft for the sim as we speak today. By the way, if we go to the FMC, again, if we go to the pages, if we go here, so let's just take a quick look here at the addon. So this displays the model. So this is indeed an MD-82. and the nav data is active, the engine type, and I guess this is the serial number of the actual device. You've got the drag factor, and if we go back to the index and go, this is obviously the current position and the performance page. Of course, you have takeoff, and we have the landing as well. So we have the approach here, which we will be using. And as you can see, we already have the ILS frequency for runway 16 right at Denver International. And we have also the runway length, I believe. That's the runway length, ILS 11.9er. And the front course, VREF 40, flaps 40 is 128 knots. Going back, we click here on the nav data. Looks like this is not modeled yet. History. And I'm not sure if this is actually operational or not. And GNS prediction. And next page. All right, so I'm actually not very familiar with what this does, but it's there. All right, and ACARS, requests. Let's see, weight and balance. So you can actually get this from the ACARS flight plan. So you can get both here now. All right, so that's for the next flight. So if you download it from SimBrief, you'll be able to simply click here for the weight and balance and the flight plan, and it will automatically populate everything for you. That's good to know. Received messages, obviously, there's nothing here. All right. Now let's go back to the FMS and go to the legs. All right. And let's take a look at our flight plan. Looks top of descent is not too far now. So we are approaching Denver. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the MCP altitude to, let's see here. Let's bring up Sim Toolkit Pro. Let me bring it here so you guys can follow along. And we are going to go to Navigraph. God, I love this tool. Just really an amazing tool. All right, we go to Denver. And we are going to take a look at the approach for runways 16 right. And this is the ILS approach. This is our approach into Denver. 7,000 feet is the platform altitude at Denver. So let's go ahead and reset it here to 7,000. And 7,000 is now set. And the aircraft, Luke Lucas just super chatted $10. Thank you so much, sir, for your support and your kindness. That's very generous of you, Luke. Thank you very much. Truly appreciate it. A very mountainous area here as we approach Denver, and you can see the clouds in the distance as well at Denver. Let's see how the aircraft behaves, and hopefully we'll do a nice landing at Denver, Colorado. I really haven't felt the time flying this aircraft and being with you guys, of course. But it's a really enjoyable aircraft to fly, and a real joy to look at. As a matter of fact, just look at, again, the details here. By the way, you can open the window once we arrive into Denver. We'll open the windows as well. In terms of animations, everything is done quite well in my view. And this is really an aircraft. I mean, this is where you see the textures not, looking very good. They're not very sharp. But again, like I said, it doesn't really take anything away from the aircraft. And the most important thing is this view here of the cockpit. We are looking good. And you can see the difference. Just look at the difference of the terrain. Now in real life, I don't think it happens that way. But you can see how as we approach Denver with the colder temperatures, you can see the ice here. This area. Then it kind of looks strange again here. That looks like it's icy. And the rest is not. But this is a spectacular view. Just absolutely beautiful. By the way, we can do one thing. Yeah, we can do that. Beautiful. You can tell we are approaching Denver. You can see all the clouds. And by the way, guys, if you look at my original, there is a video I've done very long time ago on removing the film grain in your clouds. And although the clouds, I think, look good out of the box, but I think it does make a lot of difference once you remove film grain. Just type in film grain MSFS in YouTube. You should get the link to my video to remove it. I think it really improves how the clouds look. And we are now approaching Denver. We are not too far from top descent, and we should begin our descent shortly into our destination. Remove that. Now, according to SimToolkit Pro, the top of descent is here, which is probably inaccurate. But according to the FMS, we should be descending shortly, as you can see here. Yeah, we should be fine. I love the effect, the turbulence on board the aircraft just looks really, really good. All right, let's end the poll. Here's the result, folks. A man's got to eat, right? Absolutely, Luke. Thank you very much again for your support. I really appreciate it. Pompa Borg, hello my friend, welcome aboard. Do you think is worth the price or a little bit pricey? Okay, So I think I already said that I recommend this aircraft. I think it is well worth its money. Is it pricey? Well, yeah. I mean, it is an expensive add-on. And let me tell you guys, if you're looking for an aircraft to just get in and fly around and have fun, you know, kind of an entertainment sort of flight simming, then definitely this aircraft's for you. And I do understand that this aircraft is not for everyone. But if you are a serious flight simmer and you really, if you're one of those who like to read the manual and understand what the aircraft can do, definitely this aircraft is for you. If you like to watch tutorials and learn what the aircraft can do and mimic, you know, real world procedures for your entertainment and education, this aircraft is for you. If you just want to fly for fun, crash and do, you know, that sort of thing, then, you know, this aircraft is definitely not for you. Let me put it this way. Everything is pricey these days. Well, Luke, let me just very quickly say something on the pricing. The development community in the flight sim, in the flight sim genre, is a niche, still very niche, okay? And some of these guys actually do it for a living. So this is actually their bread and butter. And if you look at the frequency of the releases, there are not that many releases for most, I would say 90% of the flight sim development community. There's a very long time, very long span of one add-ons are actually made available for purchase. So during all this time, they would have to sustain their jobs and the jobs of those developers working with them. And that is not easy. In this business, I will tell you that it's not easy. The reason being, first, this actual business is not for the masses. So it's still the flight sim community, although witnessed a huge growth in recent years, and with the launch of Microsoft Flight Simulator, definitely there has been a lot of growth. Having said this, still the general public or the masses aren't that great to actually make these guys earn a living. So the reason why they have their add-ons that they've worked so hard on at these prices is they know probably this aircraft, they can forecast how many will buy the aircraft, and so and how many are interested actually in the MD-11, or beg your pardon, the MD-80, and they would calculate how much money they're going to make in order to sustain themselves. And so they are actually in this for business, and they're not in it for fun. So for example, for me, I'm in it for fun. This is a hobby, and I'm glad and very thankful to where, you know, the channel has reached in the 6 years that I've been doing content on YouTube. But again, I have a different job. Those guys don't have another job. This is their job. And so I really salute them for their tenacity, for their commitment to the community, and their commitment to their add-ons. So where I can, I will support any development effort, and I wouldn't complain too much about the price, because I think they've earned it. Those developers have earned it. That's my take on it. And by the way, where I think an add-on is not worth it, I will tell you that this add-on is not worth its price. But there's a lot I have come to know, so it was an educational process for me as well, that I have come to understand that when I say something is not worth it, I need to have an understanding of what the developer had to go through in order to develop this add-on and put the final product to us. Other than the time, right? Other than the time and the sleepless nights and testing and paying others to help, there's actually one thing I didn't actually know. So, for example, let's take the SSG Boeing 747. The developer had to pay a license for Dream Engine in order to use, their module for the sound. So that is an automatic increase of the price that he puts for the public, because that's a cost that he needs to absorb. So, mind you, I mean, I don't know if he's a solo developer or not. I'm not sure if he's got others helping him. But in all honesty, when I knew that he had to license Dream Engine and he had to pay the money, and of course the connection lost. Oh, no, please don't do that to me. Looks like it's the Microsoft server. We don't want to switch offline for sure. The stream is still running, so the internet connectivity is okay. Not sure what the deal is with Microsoft these days. It happens a lot. It's been happening to a lot of folks as well. Successfully connected. Woohoo! So yeah, so just on the pricing of add-ons, trust me guys, when they put a price there, there's a very good reason why they put it. Maybe we don't agree with the price, and it is our right not to purchase that specific add-on if we don't feel that it's going to, satisfy, whatever that is we're looking for. But let me tell you that the pricing is something that is very sensitive for these developers. Daniel, hello my friend. I get the connection notice every once in a while, but it seems to reconnect automatically shortly. Yes, indeed. Happens to us as well, yes. Sammy Tech Cookie, hello my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you on board with us today. We are approaching top of descent now, and we should be at Denver momentarily. I think, by the way, the descent should have taken place a bit earlier, but I'm going to follow the FMC, and let's see here. So yeah, so we're going to descend now. Look at SimBrief. It's saying it's there, so this is definitely off. We're about 13 minutes away, so yeah, let's hope that the descent is efficient. Microsoft servers are so bad, I doubt millions of people play to load the servers. It sees MS didn't dedicate enough servers and mirrors worldwide for it. Oh, thank you. Sammy Tech Cookie is a new member. Welcome to the VVIP membership at the Q8 Pilot channel. Thank you for your support, my friend. Truly appreciate it. That's very kind of you. Thank you for your support. Rami, I think what's happening is with the release of all these add-ons, I think there is excessive people just on the servers, and that probably is something they did not account for. So, all right. So here's what we're going to do, folks. We are going to switch to plan. All right. And let's decrease the range here so we can step through. And let's take a look. So it looks like if we... There. That's better. All right. So... here's the Victor. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to, let's switch back to map. And I am going to go next. And I'm going to select this one here. Join it. Execute it. Let's go back to plan. And I think... from Epic, from Cliff to Marin, which is there. Then Jetson. All right. Looks good to me. And let's switch back to map. There's top of descent. 20, 80, 40. All right, let's see how the aircraft behaves now. You can see, by the way, we are in a mountainous area. But the descent will begin now. VNAV descent, as you can see, right on the dot there. Brilliant. And we have now begun the descent towards Denver. Oh, just look at that view. All right, we've begun our descent now. All is looking cool, by the way. Yeah, this needs to go to both. All right, so we're good there. Everything's looking good there. Perfect. Mason, Ireland. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. What would you say is the hardest part about flying the MD-80? Well, the hardest part flying the MD-80 is... well, for one, it's a very long aircraft, okay? And so probably the landing is the most difficult thing. It's very tricky, and it's very different from the Airbus and the Boeing. It's just completely different. And but it's a lot of fun. So, by the way, we need to set our ILS frequencies. So let me come over here real quick. 111.9er. So we're going to set 111.9er. All right. And the 173 is the approach course. 173. All right. And we'll do the same thing here. 111.9. 111.9. 173 for the approach course. There we go. Perfect. And we continue to descent. The current altimeter. Wormy says it's the same controls as anything else. No, Wormy, actually it is not. As far as tube liners go, actually it's not. This aircraft handles extremely different the input to the controls is very different from anything I've seen, and it does feel like a heavy and big aircraft. So it is not the same. This one is definitely different. If you actually get this aircraft and fly it, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. I assure you that it's not the same. Beautiful. The engines bark like a dog, though. Absolutely. All right. VNAV descent. It's all cluttered there at the approach. By the way, you can use an FMS override to reduce the speed. So if we look at the legs page here, 250. We're close to 250. We're looking okay. We need to be below 21 and above 17. Below 21 and above 17. Well, we're close. And as you can see, the FMC will respect all the restrictions. Alright, I'm gonna use the... By the way, this should have been disarmed. Oop, not that. Just need to... more drag is required to bring our speed down. Again, you can use the mouse wheel to move the speed brake. All right, you can see the descent again. Now we're descending. And let's grab the altimeter at Denver. The current altimeter at Denver is 3004. And we can come here for the landing. And we're going to go to performance and we're going to select landing. We are landing at Denver. Runway 16 right. All right. I suppose it's dry. We're going to do 1540. And the wind is currently 24, so 20 degrees and 4 knots, and the QNH is 3004. Current outside temperature is 12 Celsius. It's kind of cold, and at reference 5, that's okay. And we need the landing weight, which is approximately 122,000 pounds. 122,000. And calculate. And there's all our speeds. Flaps 40, about 130 knots. Perfect. All right, we're looking good. I set the altimeter to 3004. .3004 is set and cross-checked. And we are going to come down here and make sure we set the auto brake to medium. And we'll arm it later. I don't think you need to arm it for the auto brake, just for the rejected takeoff, if I'm not mistaken. All right, we're almost there now, folks. And we're looking good. All right, we take a look here at the speed. We need to be at 240. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to FMS override. And I'm going to set this to 240. There we go. And we'll keep it there. Here's the descent. Override. Would you do a live stream in P3D? Well, Sammy, I'll tell you what. I have decided to remove P3D from my system completely. And it is no longer installed. And I've removed all the add-ons. That's it. For me, P3D is now a relic of the past. Is the trim moving? Yes, sir, Alexander. The trim is moving. So if we look here, you can see the trim wheel is moving without a doubt. And if we look at the FMC, here. 240, then 210. We're doing okay. A bit, actually we're fine. We're on the dot there. That's okay. Extend the speed brake, get it down to 240. We're a bit too high. Not sure why. Need to be below 15, so we'll use some manual intervention there. And let's see here, below 15, above 13. All right, we're going to go to 210 knots. And right now we need to be at 12,000, 11, and then above 8. Let's take a look here at the restrictions. And then 170 knots by Marin. So at Cliff, 210, 11,000. We should be fine. And we can reduce our rate of descent slightly. This will help us go to about 210 knots. Right, we're approaching 10,000 feet. Landing lights. And let's see, floodlights. Wing lights. All's good. And there's 10,000 feet. Nine thousand. We can reduce our rate of descent. We are looking good now. And here is our turn. We are approaching final. And now we're going to reduce our speed to 170 knots. Almost at our approach platform, our platform altitude. Not doing very good. Let's go ahead now and click on ILS. All right. All right, very good. Let's go ahead and... All right, we're doing good now. I'm gonna go ahead and arm the speed brakes. Now we should start reducing the speed.
Slats extended.
All right, there is a... We can silence off the altitude alarm there. But why is it... Ah. Something's not right there.
1,000.
Right, we were heading to disaster, but all right, here's what I'm going to do, folks. I am going to disengage the autopilot. And I'm going to hand fly the aircraft. All right, let's lower the landing gear.
1,000.
Gear down. 3-3. Flaps 15. Flaps 28. Flaps 40.
By the way, the runway is not this one here. It's Let me add a little bit more speed. That was a very bad approach into... Ooh, look at the wind.
100.
Oh, come on, come on.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Woo! Wow. That landing was not even a 3 out of 10. By the way, the landing rate was 75 FPM. 75. Wow. Tell you the most tricky part of landing the MD-80 is I'm not sure, you know what, I think the mistake that I've done is I've made vectors to final, I removed it. We should have taken our time and, you know, taken a little bit of distance before actually making the turn towards the runway. But yeah, it's a very long runway, so that's there we go. Why is it still complaining about the altitude? It is very annoying, yeah. It can't be always done, yeah. Save you guys from hearing the altitude warning there. But I think, you know what, guys? I'll tell you what the issue is. There we go. Now it's gone. I just recalled this, that it actually, this is how the MD land. Normally what happens when you set it at, you set the altitude at 7,000 and you need to set the go around altitude and set it in the MCDU so that you get rid of this warning. And that's something I forgot because I was literally sweating trying to get this aircraft to, you know, to land. And Set missed approach. Yeah, that's exactly right. Rotate the altitude selector. Yep, yep. All done. All done. You did a nicely bad job there. Oh man. Again, guys, my bad. Nothing wrong with the aircraft, really. A brilliant aircraft and quite a challenge to fly. So yeah, I'm not very familiar with the physics of a short turn approach like that. So, and I probably should have left the vectors there to give us sufficient distance from the runway to make the turn nicely towards the runway 16 right. But nonetheless, you know, we will save that for another flight. I'll be streaming this aircraft quite a bit on the channel, and it's my to-go MD-82 for flight sim moving forward. So definitely we're gonna see a lot more, and hopefully next time I will be more proficient in flying it. You put the plane down and land. You can walk. Yeah, you are absolutely right there, but not my idea of a good landing. By the way, we still done very well in terms of the FPS 75, so we managed to bring it nicely on the runway despite everything else. By the way, I forgot also the VNAV climb, so we'll find a spot here to park the aircraft. I think this is a good area to park the aircraft. Welcome to Denver, Colorado, ladies and gentlemen. Now the frames are really suffering again. Perfect. Set the parking brake. And we can kill the fuel. The fuel doesn't want to go down. Strange, but true. Well, for some reason it doesn't want to kill the fuel, so I will just leave it there and we'll remain parked here at the gate, and we can turn off all the lights. There we go. I love the sound of the speed brake when you arm it. It's lovely. Alrighty. And there you go, folks. The MD-82 by Leonardo Software House. We can add some speed to this. Bring it up here. Give you a look here at Denver International. And by the way, I forgot to enable the recorder to record our landing. So perhaps next time we'll do that. Nice airport. Very old. The scenery looks phenomenal. Yeah, the scenery is very nice. Bill, but rotate the mouse wheel. Yeah. You mean for the Will it work? Let's see. Ah, there we go. Thanks for that, folks. Perfect. Thank you very much, guys. Really very helpful. So no matter how much you read about these aircraft and how much you fly them, you always encounter situations where, you know, they're new to you. And that's what I love about being on live stream is I learn a lot from you guys as well. I think Leonardo made us use the mouse wheel for fuel cutoff so we don't kill the engines by accident. That's actually a good thought, and that's good thinking from Leonardo. If that was really what motivated their thinking, I think it's good thinking. Matthew, thank you very much. Appreciate your kind words. It's definitely a one-of-a-kind aircraft. Hoaxtess, thank you very much. Cool stream, thank you, Kuwait. Thank you, sir, for being here. Really appreciate it. Sam Tech Cookie, our new VVIP member. Okay, so what we're going to do now, folks, is we are going to run the giveaway for a copy of this beautiful MD-80 by Leonardo Software House, or Fly the Mad Dog X. And to do this, we are going to go to Nightbot, and I'm going to go to giveaway. Now, the way I'm going to do this is it's available at the Sim Market store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a gift certificate equal to or slightly higher than the price of the aircraft so that you can purchase it from the Sim Market store. So I'm going to be giving you a gift certificate equal to the amount of the aircraft. If you don't wish to purchase the aircraft and you wish to purchase something else, please go right ahead. But what I'm going to do is to give you an amount equal to the amount of the aircraft so that you can purchase it from the Sim Market store. So, in order for you to be eligible, you have to have been active on the channel for the last 5 minutes. And I do have 14 eligible users. So if you're still in chat, just say good luck or hello Q8 or let's do this. And once we do that, we will be in the, you'll be eligible to enter the giveaway. And hopefully you get a chance to win this rather beautiful aircraft by Leonardo Software House. Now, for those of you who are not so lucky and will not win, I just want to say a few things about this aircraft. The Leonardo Software MD-80 is by far the most advanced aircraft available today for Microsoft Flight Simulator. The depth of system simulation is outstanding. The visuals of the aircraft, both inside and out, are done to a high standard, but they're not the best in my view. They are very good, but they're not excellent. I think they still can do some work to improve the overall textures, both externally and internally. The control panel is not something that I'm very fond of, and I was hoping they would bring things up a notch from the P3D control panel that I'm accustomed to, of course. But that said, it doesn't really take anything away from this beautiful aircraft. I think it's high fidelity. It is entertaining, fun, educational, and I highly recommend it. It receives a final score of 8 out of 10 with the Q8 Pilot seal of approval and my highest recommendations to buy this aircraft for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, if I look at the giveaway in Nightbot, we have 70 eligible users, folks. And I'm going to roll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, roll it. And Ziga the King is the winner. Congratulations, my friend. And you have been subscribed to the Q8 Pilot channel since April the 25th, 2022. So, congratulations, Ziga the King is the winner of the Q8 Pilot giveaway of the software of the Leonardo Software House MD-80 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Ziga, I'm going to go ahead and check your profile, and I'm not sure why people still send me emails when they're not winners and they pretend to be the winners and they say, hi, I'm so-and-so, and you know. All right, I can see your profile now. All right, Ziga the King, here's what I need for you to do in order to claim your prize. I need you to send an email to Q8Pilot, to info@q8pilot.com, and I need you to take a capture of your YouTube profile page showing the icon, the logged in icon, so that I can verify that that's you sending me the email. And of course, the email that you provide needs to be the one that you use for your Sim Market store, so that you can claim your gift certificate there at the store. That's all you need to do. And congratulations again. Better luck for everyone else. It's been a fun stream, and it's been a great aircraft to fly. And sorry about the hiccups towards the end, but I'm glad we made it safely at Denver, and hopefully more content to come on the Q8 Pilot channel. And that means more giveaways for you guys. So make sure you hit that like button and the bell notification button so that you are notified of my next video or stream, and you are able to enter the next giveaway when it is announced. Folks, it's been real. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a long night, and it's time for me to call it a day and leave you guys in peace. So, as it is always the case, and until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, and bye-bye for now.